We don't have a high stone in Ardclough, which raises a big question: is how did we get, in a very flat county, a name called Ardclough? Now, there's loads of theories. One of them is that Uachtaráir Cemetery was a convent founded by St. Bridget, not the St. Bridget of Kildare, as was suggested in an article in the Journal last week. It's actually a separate St. Bridget, but it was a convent. So people have come up with the theory that that's Ardclough, the high convent. From very early times, the quality of the stone that was quarried here was a very high quality. So when we're talking about Ardclough, we're not talking about a high stone, we're talking about the quality of the stone going on. And we will be getting a rare look at one of the quarries, because the quarries are closed to public access, and the reason this townland became very important for a brief flourishing period of time. There's absolutely no mention of Ardclough in that map, where the canal has just been built. There's no canal in the 1750s map. A townland called Aclah. And that's the first sign of the word Ardclough on a map. And that raises another possibility, Eoghan. That would mean the field of stone. We're flat here, a field with stone in it. Could well be the place name. 1783, Taylor did his map. 1801, Rowe was surveying this area for Lord Cloncarry, Valentine, Brown Lawless. And it has become Ardclough with the spelling we know today, Ardclough. Remember, the canal took 50 years to build. 1756, the first stretch of the canal was built up as far as where the 13th lock is now. And it was there in the 1780s. It probably means that this was now being looked at. There was something important here they were looking for, which to my mind was probably the stone that they were hoping to mine. And it's that little word there, Ardclough, and the church, the canal. This is the first map that actually shows the canal. It's long in advance of the Ordnance Survey, so it's not tremendously accurate. But that's the first sign we have of somewhere called Ardclough. And there are two interesting points about that map. The Ardclough is the other side of the bank here, so that's where the townland name was probably originally. If this is accurate, it mightn't be.